back live at the U.S. Championships in Providence, Rhode Island. The final group of men's skaters is getting ready to come out. Scott Davis won his second consecutive national title last year in Detroit, but even in victory, he was not the story. Last year's national championships were besieged by headline-grabbing stories, which included Brian Boitano's unexpected loss. Few seem to remember who won. For the men, it was Scott Davis, who for the second year in a row skated to victory with a dynamic performance that surprised everyone, even himself.
When I was sitting there and the marks came up and there was a little screen with, the ordinals, and when my name was first, I looked back at the tape and I'm like, I won. I just couldn't believe it.
His coach, Kathy Casey, did believe it, but feels Davis's victory was somewhat overlooked.
I think he has been cheated a little bit. He beat Brian Boitano, which was one of the victories of the century. And that very same day, Nancy Kerrigan got her knee battered and took a lot of the publicity away from Scott.
Born and raised in Great Falls, Montana, Scott started skating early and eagerly during the long, cold winter months. Though Scott's successful skating career was sometimes expensive for a single mom, she managed to juggle the financial pressures and encouraged her children's dreams.
I didn't want them to be afraid, to be afraid to try new things, to be afraid to go after what they wanted. In fact, Scott has a jar up by his bed in his bedroom, and it's a dream jar. Both kids had it. And I'd say, put your dreams in here and don't forget them.
Now Scott Davis pursues the respect that is reserved for great champions. And we're live, and there's Scott Davis. The final group is approaching the ice. He's on the ice now. And his chief competitor at these championships, the man right there, Todd Eldredge. Both have won 2 titles. Both want a third. And Todd is from Chatham, Massachusetts, a beautiful town on Cape Cod, about an hour and a half from here. He'll have a lot of fans here. His dad's commercial fishing boat right there, the Scrod, it's going to stay docked this weekend because his family is here. And let's go down to Leslie Visser. Leslie?
Julie, I am with the proud and slightly nervous parents of the 2-time champion, John and Ruth Eldredge. First to you, Mrs. Eldredge, a year ago at this time, Todd had the flu. How is his health and his state of mind this year?
Very good. He's feeling really good. He's skating great, and he's anxious to get on with it.
What about for you? Some moms can't watch their kids perform. What about you?
I have to.
Have to watch. And you, Mr. Eldredge, you are a commercial fisherman. Is it true that Todd was not a very good fisherman?
No, he didn't like the water that moved. He likes it when it's hard.
He's better on the frozen ice. Back to you, Julie.
Thanks a lot, Leslie. And there is Todd Eldredge as he warms up. And let's look at the highs and lows of his career. He's had quite a few. He won consecutive titles in 90 and 91, but couldn't skate in 92 because of a back injury. After a 6th in 93, a year ago, it was the flu that stood between him and the Olympics as he finished only 4th. That has become the inspiration for this season.
It was difficult afterwards watching on TV, watching the Olympics, and especially seeing how everything turned out with all the guys that came back not skating well, and knowing that I had been competing well against the guys that were in the top 3. So it was difficult to watch, but I think it kind of got me a little more fired up for this year.
Well, Eldredge and Davis go head-to-head, and Dick Button analyzed this situation in a little more detail for us.
Well, both Davis and Eldredge have great assets and some troubling liabilities, some weaknesses in their skating. But that's true of almost all skaters. But let's take a look more specifically. Scott Davis, on the one hand, one of his weaknesses is that he sometimes corkscrews entrances into his jumps, while Todd Eldredge doesn't always stretch out and extend his position. But the strengths, well, Scott Davis has great spinning ability and powerful jumps, while Todd Eldredge has consistency and has really gotten a momentum going this fall with some great competitions.
And Jimmy Roberts also joins us today for a look at some of the other competitors. Jimmy?
Well, Julie, thanks very much. And you just saw the comparison between Davis and Eldredge. It's kind of like the tail of the tape. It's appropriate because this is the main event. But as any boxing fan will tell you, sometimes the stories are on the undercard. Take Aaron Nielsen for a case. At 26, this could be it for him. 8 times he's been to senior nationals. He's finished everywhere from 12th to 3rd. He said it would be a major disappointment for him if he finished off the platform. He says he's got nothing to lose. You heard him at the beginning of the show. He's not going down without a fight. Damon Allen, with his brilliant short performance, executed on Wednesday, perhaps the most impressive move of the week. Not a Lutz or an Axel, but the Quantum Leap. He's never been here before, but he is skating very well. And how about Shepard Clark, who was most surprised when he was 3rd after the short program? Well, apparently, it was Shepard Clark. They had to go back to the hotel, get him and bring him back for the press conference. He said he had no idea, but he too is skating well. Julie?
He certainly is skating well, and tension is really building for the men's free skate. That is live, and that is coming up next.
Gentlemen, this warm-up is over.
Welcome back to
Please.
Providence. We are live. The men's final, the United States Figure Skating Championships. There is your 2-time defending champion. You just saw Scott Davis, and this is his rival, Todd Eldredge. Both are looking for a 3rd title.